Hello and welcome to final round action from the 2021 Dynamic Discs Open here in Emporia, Kansas. We are ready for a battle. It's Big Sexy Barry commentary, myself, Nate Sexton, Jeremy Colling, and Paul Ulibarri.
Grip 6 low profile. We're going to get into these three competitors tied atop 33 under par. Paul McBeth with the hot round in round 3, 9 under with the double bogey. Eagle McMahon, fairway hit. He is second in the field at 90%. He's giving himself a lot of opportunity right off the tee. Calvin Heimberg first in Circle 1 regulation and in birdie percentage. He is tied atop the leaderboard at 33. And Ricky is just one back. He is a man on a mission today.
Tell us about it, Uli.
I'm Paul Ulibarri with today's Bushnell hole breakdown. You can find the Edge Disc Golf Rangefinder at the link in the description. Hole 1 at the Country Club is a monster. It's rare to find a par 5 where eagle is out of the question, aside from a throw-in. That's this hole. With 2 favorable landing zones to start, the real trouble comes from the green. This green will require some delicate touch to keep your upshot close and score the birdie 4. Let's see how it plays out.
Our 10:20 tee time. Lead card. Teeing off first from Huntington Beach, California, in a 3-way tie for first place at 33 under par, 4-time Dynamic Disc Open champion and 5-time world champion, sponsored by Discraft, Paul
Only one-time
McBeth.
DDO Open champion, 3-time GBO champion.
3-time GBO champion and 1-time DDO champion, so essentially the same event. 4-time winner here in Emporia. Looking to get his first title of the season, Paul McBeth. Slower start than any of us expected, but always dangerous.
From Boulder, Colorado, tied for first at 33 below par, the 2018 Dynamic Disc Open champion, sponsored by Discmania, Eagle McMahon.
Yeah, probably one of the one times that Paul McBeth comes into a tournament, not the favorite, really.
This big course, and Eagle, look at that tailwind right there, just ripping, an opportunity to really let that disc fly if he wants to potentially attack this in 2. We saw on Chase Card right before these guys, Anthony Barella, have a putt from about 35 feet that he missed for the Eagle. Oh, he's got that thing turned over. This is a very, very aggressive line. Oh, my goodness. I wish we could just retroactively range find that, because that's probably in the 630 club. Maybe 600. For sure 600, yeah.
Calvin Heimberg.
Perfect. 500 feet, controllable, overstable, nothing to worry about.
South Carolina in 4th place at 32 below par, 2-time world champion, sponsored by Innova, Ricky Wysocki. Please join Ricky in a moment of silence for his sister Lauren.
Ricky, I'm really glad you're out here this weekend. You're in our prayers, brother.
Hey Rick, happy to see you're out here on tour killing it. Sending prayers and love for your family and friends. Good luck this weekend, man.
Hey Rick, praying for you and your family this week.
Hey Ricky, good luck today, buddy. I just want to say all my condolences go out to you and your family, and I'm looking forward to watching you shred the rest of the event, and I'm hoping you take it down, buddy.
What's up, Rick? Love you, and I'm pulling for you, man. Let's go out there and shoot some 1,100 rated rounds.
Hey Rick, I just wanted to say that I'll keep you in my prayers for sure.
Praying for your family, Rick.
Hey Rick, I know it's tough. If you need anything,
let us know.
Hi, Ricky. I'm glad you're here this week, and I'm praying for you and your family.
What's up, Rick? It's your boy Philo, buddy. Keep playing inspired, man. You're doing great. Finish strong. Team Innova.
Hey, Ricky and the whole Wysocki family. We're all sorry for your loss. Thoughts and prayers to all of you.
Hey, Rick. We love you. We're thinking about you and your family.
Thoughts and prayers go out to you and your family, Rick. Know it's a tough time. Happy to see you out here competing at a high level.
I'd like to give my condolences to the Wysocki family. The whole disc golf world has your guys' back.
Hey, Ricky. My thoughts and prayers are with you and the rest of the Wysocki family. Keep shredding it out here. We're all rooting for you. We all love you, man.
Hey, guys. Just wanted to say that, first of all, I love you so much, and I know it's got to be tough, but I'm here for you always, man.
Hi, Ricky. Just wanted to take a second and let you and the entire Wysocki family know that everyone in the Innova family stands behind you, and our hearts are with you.
We love you, Rick. The disc golf community is here for you. Sending all our loves and prayers to Wysocki family.
Thank you.
I think I'm finally ready to talk. Okay.
Thank you for being in Emporia.
All 4 great shots and in position to try to execute their game plans into Paul barely getting over that hill. Good nose angle, otherwise that was going to be well out of position.
I think it probably still got great distance after kind of clearing that
Mhm.
hill. There's a little more airspace.
Yeah, it starts to go downhill right past the top of the hill, so
That's how all the hills work in a way.
yes, I guess you're right.
I like this play from Ricky because that OB on the left definitely comes up pretty fast, especially with the big shots they all have off the tee, and so it's tough for them to kind of lay up, maybe even too short sometimes, and that filters away from really any trouble.
How aggressive do you think this fella's going to get?
I don't think you go that big off the tee if you're not going to go that big off the second shot.
Whoa. Low burner.
Just give him like 7 more feet of air, and that's there.
Definitely didn't watch my whole breakdown.
Yeah, he's trying to make you seem like a complete idiot.
But instead he makes me seem like an absolute genius. And here's Beth needing that touch.
And that is not that touchy. Sit down, okay.
Seen him putt before. Possibly drawn metal from there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the wind's up big time today, guys. It's upwards of 15 to 25 mile an hour gusts. And if he had a tailwind off the tee, that means that flag, which these are weighted flags, as Calvin has parked his approach. These weighted flags help really give you a good indication of how hard the wind is blowing. If those things are flapping, it has to be 20 miles an hour at least to get those things to be in full waving mode. Ricky going pig.
Sit.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It listened.
Yeah, definitely listening.
How difficult are these scoring conditions right now, Nate?
Moderately, at least. Like, I think it's a nice day. It's a nice sunny day. Temperature's good. He's a little short there, but he gets
Yeah.
across. But as you said, the wind is tough. Though there are plenty of holes where you kind of get that tailwind, as we're seeing on this hole. It's really not that bad. Macbeth, 4 birdie, 60-foot ticker.
TikTok.
Yes.
I thought
Came to play.
Yeah.
They kind of knew that, but now we've got proof positive.
Look at that extension, just balancing. Look at that. Hasn't moved.
Interesting how the flag's not moving either. I think he might have had a nice little lull in the wind right there and takes full advantage of it.
Have you ever putted from 60 feet and not moved from the time that the disc left your hand all the way until it changed? That's incredible.
Oh. I've never made a 60-footer in the state of Kansas. So I've made them in other places, sure.
Yeah.
But I've not made one within 500 miles of this place.
Eagle not paying the price for that really dreadful approach after 2 bomb drives.
That's what you get for when you're that far up the fairway. You can kind of afford to get a little dreadful, and you still are going to be circle 1.
Yeah, and right off the bat, we're going to have a star frame on a pretty challenging par 5.
Absolutely.
These guys came to play.
Hole 2, par 4, 731 feet, going uphill most of the way, right until the top of the hill, and then it kind of starts to go down on the other side. So you know how that goes. This one's got OB on the left, rough on the right. Players are going to just try to get inbounds via big turnover or big forehand.
Undertaker will be the choice for Paul. Nice understable fairway driver.
Medium height, good turn. That's going to be completely safe.
Man, the trust is great, too. Just high and wide, like out of the hand. It's a little like, ooh, is it good? Of course it is. He's Paul. Turns it perfectly right to the middle.
Not the longest drive we've seen Paul throw in this hole, but perfectly positioned.
Yeah, tough for the viewer to really see, unless you're there in person, how that guardian tree really is in the way. It makes it a very uncomfortable spot where that disc has to start turning. And having elite power is great, but doing it with a fairway driver is also pretty special.
Eagle taking that tree out of play big time with the forehand, but not that far. He's got quite a bit of distance left to cover on his second shot. Calvin, that's pushing the edge.
No.
And man, if that catches that high grass, it very well could just stop right there on the dime, but goes over to the short stuff, and that's going to be out of bounds. Fortunately,
made big progress.
Big drive. Over 460 probably off the tee before it went out of bounds.
Not a bad shot there. Just kind of throwing it with a lot of angle, and then worst case scenario just kind of burns a little bit short like he did. Best case scenario, he's up almost probably top of the hill.
Eagle's going to go with that splice. Very overstable backhand instead of going with the wide forehand that we saw him go with in round 3.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
So short. Come on, Eagle.
Woefully short. It's 2 approaches in a row where that's just not what he was trying to do.
And Rick's still going to go pig.
Why not?
Is there any limit to how far he throws this thing? I mean, this has got to be 300.
Yeah, at least. And Eagle
325.
Yeah, and
up a hill
and down a hill.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah.
Pretty decent left to right crosswind here to allow the player to go a little bit wider than maybe they would in a calmer condition that we've never seen out here before, but
it's a nice dig from a really, big rim disc right there. I've seen a lot of people kind of catch edge, roll to circle's edge, or even roll so far as to going out of bounds right, and that one does a nice little plop and flip and
a plop and flop.
Little plop and flop, and he's got a little tick-tock from 25 feet again.
Perfect. And good recovery from Calvin. As we saw, he was pretty far up the fairway, able to go rhino into the green, but going to get away with his par in all likelihood after the out of bounds.
I remember Paige Pierce being about where Eagle was, and she didn't lay that one up.
That is one
straight
of the
buckets.
Sickest putts we've had on video, I feel like, that I've seen.
Yeah.
Full send. Absolutely all of her body into the shot, and that's really how Paige Pierce likes the putt. Super awesome highlight from last year's DDO. It's Paul barely in, but that counts, and that'll be 2 in a row for Paul to start his round. After that little slip slop from Calvin, there'll be a little flip flop for Paul as he'll take the lead here single-handedly now.
Might be for the first time this whole tournament.
I think it must be.
Mhm.
At least to be solo.
Yeah, I think there was times when he had a lead in the third round, but the lead card hadn't played that many holes yet. So for as many holes as they've played, yes, I believe this is the first time that Paul has the outright lead.
Hole 3, par 3, 489 feet. You've got your choice of gaps. You can go up the middle with the backhand, look for a little turnover to fade, or you can go big forehand down the left side. It looks like Paul is going to go up that middle gap.
Straight tailwind today. In days past, we had kind of a left to right, and
it's low that needs to stay
up. So good.
Oh, just never gets to the ground. Stays elevated 2 to 3 feet the entire time off the ground.
Just riding the hill all the way to the promised land.
Yeah, so controlled.
That is amazing. I mean, one bad wind bounce, this thing looks like it could drop, but it just hangs on. Great spin on the disc, cuts right through it.
Look at that height. Look at that trail back in reverse. It's just so low the whole time going downhill, matching the grade of the hill.
Here being the little cheat code these guys have, but I haven't seen the sidearm get too close yet. Let's see if Ricky, yeah, gets a little dig. That's doable. I mean, that's right at the circle's edge. Nice little tailwind putt.
Certainly the backhand is probably going to get closer if you execute it right, but I think if you have the power, the forehand, not as high a degree of difficulty because you're just kind of hanging it out there. But there is that tree kind of protecting the basket late. See if Eagle can get by it.
He needs to get down, really. And he does.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful.
Must have went right in front of that guardian tree. Which is a tough one to miss.
Oh, boy.
Sit down. Wow. Kicked so hard that it had enough time to actually hyzer away from going OB. That's unfortunate and maybe slightly fortunate at the same time.
Yeah, I certainly thought he was going to be OB when I saw that kick with a driver out of the hand hitting a tree, probably nearly 60 miles an hour.
Going Rhino, pressing the edge of the tree and parking it. That's a really touchy approach. Well done. Ricky from 28.
Just stays up on him there.
Asking for it to drop. I mean, you'd expect it to the way Ricky likes to putt with the tail and just never fell.
Whoa.
Sit.
Oh my God.
It's definitely picking up here. Let's see if we can get, oh boy. Looked good out of the hand and then just didn't get that nice little drop.
Wow. Brutal for Eagle.
Beth just licking his chops.
And another shot. He's going to have 2 on the field now, and he's going to get 2 more on Eagle. So Eagle's going to be 4 back just like that. If he can make that, okay, he's made his putt.
This ain't no gimme from here.
Not into that headwind. Certainly could hit the middle and come right back out, but Calvin gets that nose down a bit just so it dives into the basket. And that's a somewhat disappointing par for Ricky after that good drive and a good-looking putt that just didn't go in.
Hole 4, par 3, 423 feet. Mostly downhill here. You've got a tight green, though, with the out of bounds on the left being the path and on the right being the wall. Actually, technically a little bit outside the wall. These guys are going to need to cut through the wind here with a big hyzer, but make sure to get down and hit short of the basket so that skip doesn't take you too far to the left. Look out, man. This guy's
beast mode
He's
activated.
on it. Yeah, I mean, that's looking like it's going to be another one. 4 in a row possibly to start for Paul.
Recent memory, you think about windy situations, windy days, and this guy, he knows how to throw the stability to where it seems like the wind just doesn't even phase him the last 2 days.
Yeah. Coming off the hot round in round 3 through some of the wind.
Oh, no.
And starting off on a much faster pace already. Whoa. Ricky stays outright.
Didn't really cross in bounds before that corner, so he's going to be about 100 feet away for the 3.
Feathery little line they have to play here because you get the disc flat, it's going to just sail straight. If you get it over like this, you're really pushing that out of bounds left. That one stays in. Yesterday, he actually, I believe, went left out.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm glad you made that point because I was going to mention that you have a generous amount of space up there near the green to land right at the basket, but Ricky just kept it outright, never hyzered back in, and if you try to get a little bit too greedy, that sidewalk comes in place so quick. I mean, no more than 25 feet from the basket.
And for these guys, a lot of time, height is the best thing for them to kind of negate the power that they have. But when you get height on this one with that kind of crosswind, that's what really brings that left out of bounds into play. Ricky from deep. And that would be good maybe in 1970.
When the tree wasn't there or what?
When before the basket was invented. He's playing object golf out here.
Thank you, Nate.
Wow. You picked up on that?
Sure I did.
Seems an obscure reference just to me, but okay.
No, it's just the history of our sport.
I mean, I used to play to trees too. I get it. I get it now.
You still do. Macbeth is just on fire. 4 straight, and this wind is bonkers.
Dang, this is coldest burn I've ever had.
Ever?
No, just on commentary, and Paul's burned me a lot on here. That was a good one.
No gimme from here.
Yeah, Rick has this tough putt left.
Goes with the spin putt. Very versatile with his putting stroke. He goes from that straight up and down, super hard, kind of pushy putt, and then he can just spin it in there. That's nice to have both right in your back pocket.
Yeah, I wonder if he's thinking to himself, man, I wish I just would have gone with that putt on the prior hole instead of going with a lofty up and down putt. Bum, bum, bum.
On to hole 5, par 4, 666 feet. Narrow landing zone here between the path and the golf fairway. That stretch of path that sticks out to the left is safe, but it can be really actually pretty dangerous because drives that hit that are going to skip much bigger than you might expect. The really tough part about this hole, though, is the second shot, to get around or under these trees and hit this little postage stamp of a green without sliding out of bounds.
Yeah, turnovers are tough today. You get that turned over, and this wind is pushing you to the right side, so these guys are going to be throwing their most stable disc, flat to anhyzer, trying to get it into position.
That was crushed.
Yeah, but that's going to be tough from there. That's in that pinched off position to where today that sidearm that he's going to have to probably play from there is going to be super tough because the wind's kind of keeping it out over that out of bounds. Tough to swing it back in. Better.
Man, is
Needs
this
to
just going to get up
sit.
past the trees?
Yeah, I think
Needs
this is
to
so
sit.
far that
Needs to okay. He went out
Wow.
of bounds in the last round going that side of the fairway, and this time able to put the brakes on. But
definitely pushed way more left than it looked from the tee there.
those Halo Destroyers, man, when those get lifted in the crosswind, they're very overstable, but they will get some extra glide out there to the left. But now Calvin in a great position to throw a little forehand approach and look at the birdie.
God, that thing, that thing's got to be just so stable.
So overstable.
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah.
That is just ridiculous. But he's also pinched off there, so haha to him.
I mean, pinched off or not, I would take that drive every time.
Look at this
rip. Boy.
He's going for the hole, everybody.
Rippy Wysocki right there, folks.
What on earth?
That is a mush.
Pig from there. Sidearm,
Yes.
backhand, you choose.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Roller
dealer's choice.
pig, if you
Thumb
want
or
to.
roller pig. Eagle in that little pinched off spot. Is he going inside? He is going inside. and he's
Oh, that is
Wow.
so good.
going with
Same
that,
disc.
that mutant again.
Oh, look at this little nifty shot he's trying to play here.
Yeah, he's got that little goal on the right side to play a little flex, perhaps.
Yeah.
Well,
he wants to go right at it as well.
is going. Wow, what? Why would he? Okay.
Yeah, very surprising. He had that big old hyzer
Right.
looking at him.
Maybe a little early release or something.
And Calvin going with that flick. Oh, off the cage.
Oh,
This is off the cage.
But
saves him.
I wonder. Yeah, that I was gonna say that's pushing. That was crazy. Not a great roll. He's still got a long putt left.
Look at this though. He's so far. He's so far.
I think he's trying to go past the basket to not leave him a headwind putt. And it's not easy to do, honestly. That wind does make it difficult to go past the basket.
Yeah, it's so funny. I have a lot of people say, do you think of where you're gonna throw the disc in windy conditions? And I'm like, no. I'm just trying to get it as close as possible. What a putt there. Stays up the whole time, but just barely out. But I mean, that's the thing. I don't think that really happens in winds like this. You just take what you get.
Yeah.
Wow.
You mostly are just trying to get as close as possible, I think.
Yeah, left, right, backwards, forwards.
That was a great putt. I'm surprised that it actually got that much action after hitting the cage going back to, I mean, that was every bit of 32 feet. That was right at the circle's edge, maybe even outside the circle.
Definitely went farther than I thought it was going to be for sure.
So everybody gonna claw one back from Macbeth here.
So Calvin one back, and
Ricky
Eagle.
made that hole look so easy.
Yeah.
Oh.
We've seen him do that in the past where he likes to just go as far as he can off the tee to make that approach. He doesn't care about where it lands somewhere safe. As long as it's just 500 feet up, he can figure out whatever he needs to figure out once he's safe. But that was a clinic on how to play that hole. And Macbeth just a few inches away from the star frame.
Hole 6, par 3, 335 feet with OB down the entire left side. You see the basket just tucked into this little pocket of inbounds area near these trees. If you come in with too much skip, you're probably going to be out of bounds. Like even this, I think, needs to kind of settle softly. Ooh, did
great.
that hit the pad?
Yeah.
I think that may have been going out of bounds as well.
That's so funny because in round 3, Macbeth hits basket on hole 5 on his approach and almost aces this hole right here and goes out of bounds, just like Calvin did right there.
Perfect shot.
So good.
Ricky going with that champion Firebird.
It's really nice of the PDJ to put those pads there to, make sure that you don't hurt your disc on the pole. That's going to swing nice. Might be a little deep, though.
Yeah, super wide. Nice skip. Open putt.
This thing is a very overstable Onyx, and that needs
Oh.
to go.
Word has it that you gave him that Huck Lab dyed Onyx right before the round?
Yeah, we switched Onyx because that was I couldn't make it to the trees, and so he
Neither
gave
could
me
Paul.
his.
Apparently, that was a bad switch for Macbeth.
Well, no, I threw mine shorter than even his was there, so we were both wishing we had our disc back. Oh, he almost drains it though.
And that'll be another step back for Macbeth here as he's gone par and now bogey at best. These guys, an opportunity to get 2. But Ricky coming up low.
Really fast putt from that direction that Ricky was going with, that out of bounds kind of looming right behind it, and he's sort of missing or barely hitting the cage or something. That thing's out of bounds. Nice birdie from Calvin.
Yeah, and Calvin missing a even shorter putt than that in round 3 for the birdie, making the adjustment here, and now he's going to flip-flop McBeth, and he's going to take the top spot in this event.
You got 4 straight, and then a par and a bogey, and all of a sudden it's a match again.
Just at 3 under, and Calvin is now at 4.
Yeah, what started to almost look like the beginning of a runaway, and now we're kind of back to the same thing we had in round 3 with so many players right there. I'm expecting lead changes the whole way.
I wish I had done the math and just counted back how many lead changes we had in round 3, because I've never seen anything like that before. Everybody had the lead at some point. It was crazy.
Hole 7, par 4, 669 feet, out of bounds on both sides of the fairway as usual, but the defining feature of this hole to me is that low ceiling branch off the tee. This has a pretty good head crosswind, kind of coming from the left, going to the right. It's a difficult tee shot in these conditions.
I feel like it's a difficult tee shot in any conditions, but yeah, sure. I mean, there's so many things you got to focus on. I just can't believe how well the field always rips this hole up. It's always one of the easiest hole in the courses. Today, it's the 3rd easiest hole. 3.7 average, that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that way when you're standing here on the tee, though.
No, it's kind of like
me.
Yeah, kind of nightmare situation when you're sitting right there, but. And the reason why is
what?
Especially
Oh,
nice
wow.
little kids.
Just keep going forward. So much rotation.
With that wind left to right, I'm always afraid that it's just going to drop you.
Yeah,
you know,
when
right?
you try, because you can't really go with turn. You can't go any. You're going super low. You need to come out hyzer to stay underneath, and then you get worried. Yeah, it's going to get just smashed. And if you do flip it up, that maybe it rides and goes right out of bounds. Wow, how does he get so much height and go under the thing? That's amazing.
I mean, I always like use this excuse, like, well, I'm tall. These low ceilings are really uncomfortable for me. But then I'm like, Calvin and Rick have absolutely no problem with it. You need to just get better.
It's not a bad option.
Honestly, it's great advice.
You should just ask them, hey, why do you do that better than me? Maybe they'll be like, well.
How much time you got?
Uh-oh. Okay. Successfully navigates that one little guardian tree.
Ends up being an incredible shot.
For how easy this upshot is, it's not easy. Because there's no skip. Like you're like, okay, am I gonna go low and get the skip? And then you always hit that one right there. I was gonna get to that. I'm like, and then you have this one that's like right in the perfect little area where you want to skip.
Yeah, if you could get a little more left than Eagle did, then you kind of have that hallway to throw the flat shot. We'll see Paul go with that approach, but he has kind of pulled this.
It's not, yeah.
That's money.
He's more like he's Paul'd this, which means he's going to birdie it.
I feel like it would hit at least
That's
hit
not
cage
what
if
that
he was going
means.
to
I
Paul
promise
it.
I live the life of a Paul. Could mean many things.
I've been a Paul a long time, okay?
Yeah.
I feel like
we mean a lot of different things, I promise.
We've all Paul'd it before, one way or the other, whether we're talking about McBeth or you, sir. Not much drama in that birdie for Calvin. That'll be 4 consecutive birdies for Calvin now.
60 of them. I feel like that's generous.
Left.
That looks far.
Wow, just online the whole way, just never really above the gauge, though.
That did look a little more 80-ish.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long way.
Couple low clunkers, yeah.
No.
I mean, it's a tough thing for him because he does have that nose down, and these gusty winds can lift him like we saw on the first, the second hole?
Third
hole, and then it can drop it in an instant as well.
And so Paul able to get back on the birdie train, perhaps? Can't start a birdie train without getting one. Calvin is all aboard the birdie train right now. He is looking to go 5 down in the first 7 holes.
Yeah, maybe just receiving an upgrade to like the sleeper car, so he could maybe spend a couple days on the train. You know, that's a nice upgrade to get on a long haul trip like the Dynamic Disc
Maybe a
Open.
couple cocktails.
Yeah, settle in, Vinny.
A little
Your
nice
preferred passenger on the birdie train. Hole 8, par 5, 990 feet. This one is difficult because you're going downhill through the wind, and the landing zone is the skinniest spot of the fairway pretty much. So you have to be left of the path, you have to be right of the flags. Then you've got the blind upshot, water kind of coming into play. We saw Eagle McMahon find that yesterday. And then these trees. So you really need to get up the fairway quite a ways in 2 to have a doable shot to the green. If you try to play too safe, you're going to not really have a way to get under those low ceiling trees at the end.
Number 1 priority is the tee shot, though, for sure.
That's easily the most difficult part of the hole, just trying to get one in the fairway, 350 to 400. Really, you don't even need
And that one's going to work out
400.
real nice.
You just need to be safe at even 250 is fine, because you can reach those trees or even come up 60 to 70 feet short of those trees that you're trying to look to get near on your second shot, as long as you're in bounds.
Paul, Ricky, Eagle, I feel like they could all throw little chip shots just in that nice little fat spot, and then they have the sidearm power to still get to that nice money zone.
Yep.
So it's always interesting to see them kind of push down the fairway when they have that option. Oh no, Macbeth does exactly that. Way short in that nice fat spot. That's good.
Just putting heavy angle on it.
We've been seeing this play a little bit this year. Hard thrown forehand with a little bit of turn.
I'm
This is
not the
way
biggest fan of this play.
This is way too much turn.
Unbelievable.
I saw him pure at that yesterday, and I was just mind blown because of how difficult it is. Both of them threw it perfectly.
Rick likes it today too, but man, the wind a little tough. I think with a tailwind kind of coming across, you get worried about the forehand flexing out. Force both of those guys to push too much angle.
Oh, and those limbs just stopping Ricky's disc in its tracks. He's going to be out of bounds now, so he's going to be throwing his 4th shot from about where he was throwing his 2nd shot in round 3.
Brutal. I'm going to guess these guys are going to switch their play up next year.
Well, Ricky's about to throw his 3rd shot. I mean, it remains to be seen where he'll throw his 4th shot from.
Thanks.
Well, no, when he gets to his lie, he'll be throwing 4.
Drive and then out and then penalty and then yeah, you're right, and I'm totally wrong.
I'm sorry. Every once in a while, you just gotta shut up, Nate.
I guess. Well, I'd try to.
I'll play provisional. I don't know where if it's.
So yeah, this is out of position. Ricky needs to stop the bleeding. This is
Oh,
heading
boy.
right. Please sit down quick. Please sit down quick.
Oh, miracle stop.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
my
boy.
gosh.
Nope, that looked like it had no chance.
That's going to be a long ways away for the bogey for Rick. He's got some work cut out for him.
And it's a spot where you start to press, and it could. I mean, he's already escaped a little bit there, but man, it could get even to be a really big number. We've seen this hole jump up and bite people.
Look at Calvin's play. Eagle down the middle, putter past those trees in 2. Simplest birdie ever. He's going to have 5 straight.
Yeah, but look how close he was to the out of bounds. I mean, fortunate to stay in bounds as well.
Perfect from Paul here.
Hit the koozies. Doesn't need to.
Pretty important shot.
Yeah.
Good.
Wow.
Wait a second, man. He's playing with some,
Yeah.
He's really playing with angles on this hole, like more than you might like.
It's going to be the most uncomfortable bogey he's ever taken on hole 8.
Yeah, so close to like a 9.
Yeah, very close. We saw Macbeth really make this tournament interesting. Last year, he had such a comfortable lead, played first 2.5 rounds, essentially bogey-free, came to hole 8. He took an 8, walked over to 9, took a bogey there. I think he bogeyed 10, and just like that, it was a ball game once again with Chris Dickerson.
That is such an amazing place to be in 2 shots.
What a luxury. And putter second.
Guy on my card went putter, putter, putter.
That's a 1,000-foot par 5 here.
Ew.
Ooh.
No.
Beth, high left.
Yeah, he leaking one there. That was one where Calvin's just gonna have a putt now to snag another.
And did Eagle just save a par from going out of bounds off the tee? Wow. So Calvin now with a 2-shot advantage on the field. 6 down through 8 in these windy conditions.
Ew, boy.
The discomfort continues even as he takes the disc out of the basket. That could have been a double-digit score so quick, I feel like.
Kind of a out of the frying pan into the fire section of the course. As you come to the 9th, par 4, 699. If one of the hardest, if not the hardest.
Oh, it's always
hole
the
on
hardest.
course, because it takes a drive has to get out of the tunnel to even be in bounds. Then you have to go so straight for so long. If you fade out left at all and go over that path, you're all the way back to the drop zone, and then the green is so well protected around the corner.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, that's
lovely.
Incredible.
Wow, late flip.
The trust with the angle of that eagle down the left side of the fairway. A fairway driver, left side of the fairway, heading towards that impossible out of bounds where you cannot save your par, and just late flipping it right to the perfect spot. Just beautiful angle, great game plan, even better execution.
Yeah, great point, Nate. This is it seems like the first, if you can score the birdies on the first 8 holes, do it. Because then this back 9 with the winds, it seems like it gets like 15 miles per hour more on this back 9 than it does the front 9. And then, if you've tagged on those birdies, hold on for dear life. Because now the course gets really tough. I think that Eagle could get like the top of the hill with this bad boy.
Not with that one.
Wrong hill.
Dude.
Man.
Sometimes when they go up the hill, they come right back down, but not that time.
You gotta be kidding me.
As hills go.
No.
All right. Ricky with... Oh, that's early release. That's going to be out of bounds.
What?
Oh.
Okay.
Who is this guy?
That's 2 rounds in a row where Ricky is just the most fortunate you can possibly be.
We might see if it, in fact, is possible to reach the green from here.
That is just...
Eagle.
Is this going to be out of bounds again?
No.
No, it's just...
Oh, wow.
Barely too tight. I mean, just a couple of feet away from being the first and only save of all time on hole 9 from the drop zone. I mean,
look at those flags just ripping right where this pig started out.
Ricky in a better position now after his second shot than he was in round 3. He's going to have still a difficult little gap shot he's got to make on his third. Calvin's just overturned this approach again from that, just an ideal position and not taking advantage of it.
Such a tough shot because you have to swing it out so wide with so much angle. Cut roll is a possibility. Not getting enough angle is a possibility. You see this one, this is looking a lot better.
Oh, but it's going into that thick.
See, even that angle was
Yeah.
almost a roller angle, and it didn't get far enough right.
Yeah, you don't really see anything ever get through there. We'll see what Paul has for his birdie bid. And Ricky with a nice approach shot. Looks like he'll be able to save his par. Even Calvin's got a little bit of work left. This can't take this approach for granted.
Shot. Sit. Shot.
Nice.
Okay. Eagle taking 0 time, and maybe he should have taken a bit more. That's gonna be.
Something fell out of his pocket. He got mad at that. Then he just ripped it.
Yeah, he's gonna have 30 feet. Yeah, he's up next. He's still out.
Wow.
So where did Macbeth land? Okay, so and once again he's able to save the bogey. Is that he's got an unobstructed
What?
look for the birdie? No one gets through all that stuff.
How did that? You can't go through that tree. I wouldn't think. That's
Momentum
incredible.
shifter, really. I mean, what a time
Wow.
to get through that and take birdie.
So he's going to claw one back of Calvin's hot pace that he's shooting here on the front.
I feel like as a player in this group too, you're just kind of like, well, Macbeth pured it, because it's blind. You
Yeah.
don't know that you don't go up around the corner and realize that he might have got really fortunate there.
So what a pace set by Calvin on this front nine. Bogey free 6 under, and Ricky and Eagle both struggling a little bit with a couple bogeys apiece. Macbeth enough birdies to counter that one bogey he had on hole 6, but it is looking like it's turning into a 2-person race here, heading into 9 left in the tournament.
Yeah, Dickerson moving up into 3rd. We've got a great battle going. 2 guys starting to separate. Thank you so much for tuning into our final round coverage. We have just 9 holes to play here in Emporia. It's Heimburg, it's Macbeth. Come on back and catch the back 9 of the Dynamic Discs Open 2021.
Nate, Paul, I want you guys to pause this. Samuel Sargent, we're going to celebrate 5 years of being a patron for Jomez Pro. 5 years. I don't even know if he had a Patreon account for 5 years. I think he just started giving us money in the mail. He's been there from the very beginning. He's always the first name you see here, so congratulations to him for making that anniversary. We appreciate you just as much as we appreciate everyone else, but maybe you just a little bit more, and we thank you so much.